Larry Fink's takeover of Bitcoin continues as BlackRock hits another record day of inflows. Is this a bad thing for Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin dead as Satoshi drew it up? We're going to talk about that. Also, an interesting exchange with Jerome Powell in Congress today. Also, Gary Gensler talks about Bitcoin being a roller coaster. We're going to talk about that. And we have some big news from altcoins. Did Tesla buy more BTC? Are the markets getting ready to rip? We're going to talk about that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's go. Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel. We take old, boring, stale information, repackage that thing up in a fun and sexy way. I'd like to go ahead and talk crap about all the other YouTube channels because nobody brings the fire like we do, bro. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Are you gonna name names of these YouTube channels? Yes. Wow, you woke up and you chose violence. Huh? YouTube channel A, YouTube channel B, and C. Insert name there. You know who you are. Y'all don't bring the hot fire like we do, bro. They might have the info. Also, I'm not saying that people aren't educated. They don't know how to deliver. I'm not saying they don't know how to. Don't start walking back now. Oh, I'm not. They also don't have the gravy train. Oh, they don't.
The gravy train.
Did you get your emoji back, by the way?
No, I'm still not a member. I need someone.
We gave her a raise and she still can't afford $3 a month.
I can't. That's a lot of money.
You lost. Like she needs a sugar daddy.
Membership?
I lost my membership. It only lasted a month. I'm pretty sure.
It's $3.
Well,
you just got a raise.
When?
Literally 2 weeks ago. Anyways, we're here to bring you some good news. Well, some people think Bitcoin's going to 15K, but we don't think it is.
Is the good news that Bitcoin's about to cross all-time highs again?
I don't know, but
by the end of the show,
where's it at right now?
It says 67.8.
67.8. So $1,200 more dollars.
Yeah, I mean, okay. It hit 68.6 2 days ago. That was when it got the all-time high. And then it rejected down all the way under 60,000. But we're what? $800 away. So I do call, Big Rob is calling it by the end of the show, 68.7.
Wow.
68.7 by the end of the show. If you agree with Big Rob,
wow,
put a 1 in the chat.
How did you make such a bold prediction?
If you think that we cross 68.7 today, put a 1 in the chat.
Wow.
If you are a non-believer and a hater on price action, put a 2 in the chat. Like your boy David.
Do you think it's going to 15K?
15K, huh?
What do you think?
I don't know. Yeah. Actually, yes, that's a great announcement.
Wow, great. Yeah. All right. So BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF breaks net inflow record. Okay, and let's talk about this. So Grayscale, once upon a time, not too long ago, had over 600,000 Bitcoin. They're currently only down to about 400,000. But look at this, BlackRock, okay? 30 million in volume. They got everyone else beat by 2x, right? The next highest. Turnover rate is only 9%. And shares outstanding 321 million. But this is the one I want to point to. Assets under management, $10 billion worth of Bitcoin. $10 billion worth of Bitcoin with a market cap of $12.48 billion. BlackRock is running away with this ETF narrative. We have the inflows from yesterday, compliments of BitMEX Research. Another big day for the ETFs. BlackRock brought in $281.7 million in inflows. Fidelity coming in at $205 million. Grayscale looks like their selling is dwindling a little bit since it reached $600 million on February 29th. It's gone from that to 492, 368, 332, and yesterday it was only 276. Guys, I mean, every single day since the ETF launched, we're seeing massive outflows from Grayscale, and Bitcoin continues to push higher. This is the power of the ETF, right? Simple supply and demand. There's more people who want it than don't want it. It's as simple as that. Robin, Satoshi envisioned Bitcoin to be a peer-to-peer payment, right? It's obviously not that. It's too clunky, too expensive to be peer-to-peer, right?
Yeah.
On the main chain. Okay. Now we have these big corporations, which we were supposed to get away from, who are controlling. They're approaching 2% of the entire Bitcoin supply. Could it get high as 5%? Some believe it can. And if you guys remember, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if you remember, back in the 30s, the government made everyone hand over their gold.
What kind of conspiracy theory?
I'm going down a rabbit hole here. I'm just saying.
Stop it right now.
Hold on. Let me finish my thought and I'll send it over. Would you be surprised, Robin, if the day came where Bitcoin was truly, truly up against the dollar and the dollar, wipe that, Rocco, just get him off the camera. If they saw Bitcoin as a legitimate threat to the dollar, a legitimate threat to the dollar, is it too crazy to think that the government would reach out to these companies like BlackRock, like Fidelity, and say, "Look, we need all your Bitcoin."
Well, that had to be the
give everyone
longest
your
question I've ever heard in my life, bro. That had to be the longest question ever. Okay, first of all, will the government take your Bitcoin? That's all you had to say, bro. That's all you had to say. Thank you. No, they're not going to take your Bitcoin. No.
What makes you so confident?
Because BlackRock is buddy. They are besties with the United States government.
Exactly.
Right?
What if it's a plan?
So
what if it's a massive conspiracy
If they go
plan?
against the Bitcoin network,
They're like, "Hey, BlackRock, get all the Bitcoin you can and then sell it to us, and then we'll just give you cash." Because the people who invest in the ETF, they don't give a crap.
Why don't the miners destroy the network? Why don't the miners?
Because they're incentivized not to.
Why would an ETF,
But
why would the largest holder of Bitcoin compromise the network? If you're saying that the United States government comes
I'm
out
not
here
saying tomorrow.
and steals people's Bitcoin, that it's a
They stole
positive
people's
for-
gold.
Yes.
Okay.
You think that was
So
good
what
for
makes you-
gold?
No. But what?
Well,
makes you
then
think
why
they
would it be
won't-
good? Okay, so what I'm saying is that why would you compromise your own business model by stealing and breaking the business model?
They
It
don't
makes no
care
sense.
about Bitcoin. They care about money. And if 5 years down the road, they've
How
made
much
hundreds
money?
of... Hold on.
Okay,
5
most
years...
successful ETF launch in history. They have $8 billion already tied up in this. Even better, $10 billion worth of this fund tied up. They are making a massive amount of profit, and then you're supposed to make me believe that 10 years from now, when Bitcoin's worth millions of dollars per coin, they're making even more revenue. That they're supposed to scrap their entire business
They
model
might not have a
and
choice.
steal everybody's
They might not
Bitcoin,
have a choice.
hand it over to the U.S. government. Get out of here.
If
It makes
the
no
U.S.
sense, bro.
dollar, if the U.S. dollar is being directly
Are you
threatened
listening
by
to yourself, bro?
Bitcoin, listen, dude. If the U.S. dollar is being directly threatened by Bitcoin, which would mean if de-dollarization happens and the dollar falls off the
And
reserve
guess
currency,
what?
the entire U.S. economy is in the garbage.
If the U.S. economy needs oil, they're going to come out and siphon the oil out of everybody's gas tank. That's what they're
hold
going
on.
to do.
So
How idiotic does that
You
sound?
don't think, no, you don't think it's feasible that we're at a point here 5-10 years from now where the U.S. economy is about to crash. They go to BlackRock and say, "Hey, listen, we need your Bitcoin. We'll give you the dollar's worth, whatever. You had a good run. You made billions, maybe trillions of dollars in fees. But the entire U.S. country, the economy is at stake here." Why do you...
Okay,
I'm just
then
saying.
go buy a bunker. Put
People
your
are buying
Bitcoin-
bunkers.
Go buy one.
I don't want to buy one. I don't have
Why
money.
not?
I would if I had the money.
You don't have the money for a bunker?
Do you have the money for a bunker?
I don't want a bunker.
But if you wanted one, would you have the
Well, I
money?
live in the desert.
No, you wouldn't.
If things go south, I'm just driving out to the Mojave or
All I'm saying
what's the
don't-
desert out here that now turns
Haram.
into a lake? Which one is that?
yeah, Lake Mojave.
This-
I don't know, Lake Me.
Not like
All
me.
I'm saying is don't completely write it off as there's no way. I'm just saying, bro.
I'm writing it off as
I'm
there's
just
no
saying.
way.
Satoshi created it for us to have an outlet away from government and the monetary system that we have in place. And now those very people are now going to be soon are going to have 5% control over the entire Bitcoin circular supply. So.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on. No, Rocco. No. We're moving on. Okay. Gary Gensler, Robin, he has spoken.
How you doing?
We haven't heard from him in a while, you know. Did you miss Gary?
Yes.
Did you see what he had to say?
Him. I actually have missed him. I was going to give him a call this morning, and I decided,
well,
why not just talk about it?
Well, let's hear what Mr. Gensler had to say. Do we still have the Gary emoji?
I don't know.
Done.
Can you hear anything?
Yep, I need to.
In the meantime, Rob, you want to take care of some new guys?
If you are new here, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. We do have a few new faces. We got Be Frank About It. Also, the Crypto Atuku, O-Shift88, Darren Orange, Ken Anderson, Peter Prevost, Il Hero. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Also, do us a favor, hit the like button. We got about 300 people, 130 likes. So let's get the likes going up. See if we can get up to about 200 likes. It'd be cool. Also, we have a few super chats today. So big shout out to Vitality B, $10 super chat. He said we will all get bunkers at the end of the bull run.
You know, he
also,
real quick,
Frank Crypto 199. Great theories on this show. My Rob has the best theories. He said
that's not what he said.
I'm pretty sure he did. Now, also, Crit Cats gave $5 super chat. He said, "What breaks first, 70K, BTC, or Sin City?" That's an interesting take there. We're right there at 70,000.
We're trying to keep up with Bitcoin, you know.
By the way, Vitality is $20 per chat, not 10.
Yeah. I was trying to stop him, but you know,
It's too fast.
I was talking to Vitality in our Twitter DMs. He was telling me because we rated his portfolio a while ago, saying it's up. I forgot the number, but it's up a lot of money. So I was saying that's awesome, man. All right, we're good with the Gary video, by the way. Let's.
This is a highly speculative asset class. One could just look at the volatility of Bitcoin in the last few days. And look, I grew up loving roller coasters. Maybe in my adult years, I don't ride them as much.
He is such a facetious asshole. I'm sorry.
I love roller coasters too.
You really should be
I love
conscious
skee
as
ball with his
investing
little round head too.
What is that sport where they do it on the ice and they curling?
Yeah. Do that again? Yeah, you go. You know, earlier on a side note, I know this is completely irrelevant to what we're talking about today, but
Shocker.
I went out to the lobby and I saw that there was a flock of birds on top of David's car.
Wow.
And they had a chicken wing, and I actually have a video of it because I thought it was
serious.
So I'm dead ass serious. I showed Gravy Train. So literally there are birds eating chicken wings on the top of your car, and the only thing I could imagine was you sitting in the parking lot just nubbing on some Buffalo Wild Wings, just throwing the wings out of your car. One lands on the hood.
Yeah.
In come the flock of birds.
Yeah, you believe that theory, but not the theory that the government could take your Bitcoin. Now,
I saw it with my own eyes.
Sure.
I have the video proof.
Okay. Anyways, Gary, can we listen to Gary?
You really should be conscious as the investing public that this is a bit of a roller coaster ride on these volatile assets. And then the question is how firm is the foundation of the, you get to the top of that hill, how's the foundation underneath it?
I'll tell you the foundation. 500 and something trillion or whatever the exahashes is. The amount of people holding the coin, the amount of nodes that verify transactions, how global it is, how decentralized it is. It's not native to one country, one currency, one government, one politician, one CEO. That's pretty strong foundation, I would say, Gary. And I don't like roller coasters. I actually get anxiety on roller coasters. But I love Bitcoin. Dude, did you see this? Jerome Powell. Okay. There's a little bit of profanity and some stuff in here. So if you got kids watching, I would probably remove them out of the room. But I just cannot believe they got the chair of the Federal Reserve, and this is the question they asked.
Is this one of those AI videos?
No, this was a real video.
Okay.
This is one of those AI videos.
And he complained to her about his marriage, allegedly, telling her he wasn't getting enough sex. And she allegedly said, quote, obviously, if I walked, or he allegedly said, obviously, if I walked into this office and you were naked, I'd fuck you right here, end quote.
I do not remember that, and I think I would.
Okay. And he complained.
Hold on. That's for real?
Yeah.
What's that about?
Said,
Some Me Too movement type
he said,
stuff?
I think I would remember that. You know? Jerome Powell. Speaking of senators, do you remember Senator Menendez, Robin? Very outspoken critic of Bitcoin.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, the senator who said Bitcoin can open the doors of corruption in El Salvador was just indicted on 18 counts for obstruction of justice. They seized over $100,000 in gold bars and $480,000 of hidden cash from his home. I love justice is great. Then we have this on a little more of a serious note here. CFTC Chairman Rostin Benham testified in front of the House Agriculture Committee that his agency is working closely with Gary Gensler and the SEC on the classification of ETH as a possible security, as Prometheum, remember that company, Robin, with that guy?
The scam shell company. that
Plans
SEC
to
wrote
custody ETH on his platform. Benham says the decision by the SEC to validate Prometheum's claims that ETH is a security will put CFTC registrants that list ETH out of compliance.
Bro, I can't get by this. What's this guy's name? Ross. What is it?
Rostin Benham.
Yeah, he looks like the villain from Superman. Was it
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, Lex Luthor.
Does kind of look like Lex
he
Luthor.
definitely.
Lex Benham. Anyways.
If we do have any action by the SEC to essentially validate that decision, i.e., constituting Ether as a security, it would then put our registrants, our exchanges who list Ether as a futures contract, sort of in non-compliance of SEC rules as opposed to CFTC rules. So I am working with Chair Gensler, we're working with his office, we're working with the agency to ensure that whatever steps are taken are deliberate, that we're involved, and that they understand certainly what the consequences would be if there was a decision by the agency to determine that Ether was a security. As of now, we need to preserve the integrity of our markets and understand that this is a years-old decision where these markets are functioning well under the decision and the conclusion that Ether is a commodity. If we
it's interesting. Gary's taken so many L's, and he just continues to just fight the good fight, It's not a good fight, but
The thing is it's already determined that Ethereum was classified as a commodity and not a security
Based on
years ago in the prior administration that held the SEC office before Gary Gensler got there, and yet now we're revisiting it. And here's the thing: if you want to come out here and say ETH's a security, then just do it, right? But this whole vague, opaque, well, it's not a, it's your previous chairman of the SEC came out and outright said it's a commodity, not a security. And now the new administration is coming out and won't even address the situation. How about this? Make a hardline stance. Say it's a security and then prepare for lawsuits, or say it's a commodity and let's move on with this damn thing, right? But when you lie in the middle and you refuse to
they don't
make a
just
determination,
Robin, they don't just lie in the middle. They muddy the water.
the thing is they're the SEC, right? Securities Exchange Commission. Security. The S stands for security. If you can't tell me if this is a security or it's not, then what the hell is your job, right? If you're a policeman, I'm like, yo, did I break the law? Yes or no? Don't be like, well, the thing is maybe you
might
did.
have broken the law,
Maybe
but
you didn't.
just come in and talk to us.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they
bro.
throw you in jail.
I'm just saying,
Right.
dude. It's very interesting.
It is very interesting. Are you at all worried, Robin, that this thing can get some legs? And, we talk about all the bullish narratives of ETH. There really is only two cryptos that the SEC has essentially ruled on, or the courts have ruled on. One being Bitcoin, because we have the ETF, right?
Mhm.
Two is XRP. Everything else kind of doesn't have that.
For me,
Sample.
I take it one ETF at a time, okay? Or one security at a
Says
time.
the guy.
One security at a time, okay?
One
We
ETF at a time,
rolled out the Bitcoin. That's here, that's done. It's in the past. Cool, it's working great. Now let's move on. Let's go to Ethereum. This one, we understand it's a commodity. We know it's not a security. Gary Gensler won't make a hardline stance. He did the same thing with Bitcoin. After Bitcoin got approved, he came out with his little press release and said, hey, you know what? It is a commodity. We don't agree with it being on ETF. We were forced to approve the ETF essentially by the courts, but we don't really endorse it. But here it is. It's a commodity. Same thing is going to happen with Ethereum. And the fact is that if you haven't seen these inflows, if you haven't seen this massive surge of capital that are slushing around the markets, that people are trading, people are buying, I mean, it's insane, man. And I know we go over this, but here you have this chart represents volume on these ETFs. On the far right-hand side, you have the volume in this last 3 days, right? And so you can see here, this dwarfs all other weeks, even the week prior where we were having this monster amount of volume.
Yeah.
Look at what this is. We had $9 billion, basically a $10 billion volume day 2 days ago. The day before that was 6. The day before, yesterday was 4.3. Remember, opening day, 4.5. We're basically crushing that every day now. And on top of that, we're about to cross over all-time highs here sometime this week.
We're going the opposite way, right?
Maybe not by the end of the show. I got a little antsy, but it's around the corner.
It's funny you call me dumb money. But, we talk about institutions are here, kind of, right? But retail isn't here. Well, Robin, according to Cointelegraph, Bitcoin retail interest returns, pushing Bitcoin spot trading volume to a 12-month high. Combined daily volume on March 5th, so 2 days ago, was $46.2 billion, their best day ever over the past year. You can see here from this chart from, I think it's pronounced Kaiko. Look at that, over the last year, all-time high, right? Or last year high. People are buying Bitcoin. Spot trading volume has shot up almost 680% since the start of this year. This is according to the quantitative research associate at Bitwise, Malika Kolar. See here, daily spot volume. January 1st was 6.9 billion. The 31st was 12.2, so it almost doubled in a month. And then tripled, and then almost doubled again in a span of 6 days. Retail interest appears to be also surging in South Korea, where Bitcoin went up as high as $72,000 based on the Korean currency versus US dollar exchange rate. The price difference is known as a kimchi premium. This is what Sam Bankman-Fried made all his money on. And the number of addresses with at least $10 worth of Bitcoin has reached a new all-time high of over 35 million, Robin, 35 million wallet addresses have at least $10 of Bitcoin.
Hey, man, it's this thing ain't slow down. We looked at it yesterday. The volume absolutely exploded. And so it's not only the ETFs, but just everyone's getting excited about it. Went out and had some drinks the other night, and bartenders over here talking about
your anniversary, right?
Yeah, my anniversary. Yeah. You still joking about that? We got my boy Carlos in here. He's the one that threw me out that.
That was good, Carlos. We like that. Thank you for
Appreciate that, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
On a side note, I did have exclusive footage of the bird eating the chicken wing on the top of David's car. There he is. So there's like 5 of them up there. There's tons of bird crap all over the car. He dropped it. Go get it, boy. Go get it.
How the hell did a chicken wing end up on my car?
I don't
It's
know.
probably yours.
I did not throw it out.
Were you eating chicken wings in the parking
With the
lot?
I
barbecue
didn't have
sauce.
breakfast this morning, actually. I was full from last night. I had a late.
You feed the
When I
beard,
say late
and then
dinner,
it's
I mean
gonna
like
feed
1
on the
a.m.
bird.
late dinner.
Mm.
All right, Rob, let's take a look at the market.
All right. So taking a look at the broader markets, as we had mentioned just now, we have $67,300 Bitcoin right now. A little volatility on the day. We've been playing around with, we started the day at 67, went as low as 66 even, and then bumped up to 68,000. So $2,000 trading channel. Hopefully we can see a breakout to the upside here. On the altcoins, there's been a ton of movement. We have Jupiter leading the charge up 31% on the day.
Jupiter's crushing.
But when you look at the 7-day, man, it's still dominated by these meme coins, and then the AI follows. So leading the chart, Floki, Shib, Dog with Hat, Pepe. So all of these up over 100%, solid 2Xs on all of those. But I mean, they did pull back on the 24 hours. So all of them are having a little bit of a retracement, but we're seeing the rise of AI. And, you know, we've covered Fetch AI video yesterday. We recorded a render video today. And in the spirit of, well, we covered Fetch AI yesterday, render today, two solid leading AI projects. We put one together on which one do we like more. And so render came at you today, and it's more of a heads up render versus Fetch. So after today's show, make sure you go check that out. Support the channel. Also, Singularity Net rounding out some of the big AI plays. Theta Network also there as well. So taking a look at some of the biggest gainers on the 24 hours. Phantom is moving up the ranks, man.
Damn, 80%.
You know, hey, you know what? Phantom is a DeFi play, and so maybe something to look at is the rest of the ecosystem, right? What did we just see? We saw the meme coins rally, all of the meme coins, you name it. If it was a top 200 meme coin, it went up over 200-300%. And Phantom being a DeFi play, you know, after the meme coins was AI. Phantom's DeFi. Perhaps maybe something to take a look at. Aave, Compound. What are some other DeFi plays, David?
Aave, Compound, Phantom.
That's what I'm saying. Like, keep an eye on those two. Or if you have a favorite DeFi play that we haven't listed here. Also, Uniswap had a big move earlier, a couple of days ago, earlier this week. The graph, which has some AI kind of narrative to it as well, is up 12%. And so, yeah.
You know, what narrative hasn't ran yet, right?
Remittance. I'm not even trying to be funny. XRP and Stellars are the ones lagging behind. Also, just the layer ones like Avalanche and
those are
Cardano.
running now. I think what's happening is people made a crap load of money on Solana memes, Ethereum memes. They took some of that, they put it back into the layer one, Solana ETH. And I think we're going to get a reallocation because, where was Solana at? Right? Solana is sitting at almost $150, $149. Ethereum about to cross $4,000. So these things are rallying. At least Solana's rallying over the last 24 hours, up 13.31%. Are we going to see more capital get deployed into memes or potentially the next narrative? Again, we haven't seen Metaverse really run, Robin. We've seen memes run. We've seen AI run.
I think Metaverse is, I don't know if it's going to come back this cycle. And
we haven't seen NFTs run. But
here's what I like. I think the next sector, if instead of Metaverse, I think what you're going to get is gaming, right? I think that we are one large title away from,
and there's a few already in the works, right?
There are a few in the works, but what I think is that we're going to have a big studio that already has a franchise that's going to announce NFT or blockchain, right? I think the stigma of NFTs, that kind of stain where the gamers didn't want it. It's been some time. Time has passed, and with time, people forget, and now all of a sudden you can repackage up NFT sale as something different, right? You can say, hey, you know what? Own your own skin, own your own. Instead of labeling it as an NFT, you just simply say, hey guys, buy and own your own skins and avatar and weapons for your characters, and then sell them and trade them in our marketplace with your friends and make money on it. Find new rare collectibles and then earn money for the time you put in the game. And it makes sense from every direction, right? You incentivize the players. You create a marketplace where these assets are trading. And so I don't know why we wouldn't have a big title like Fortnite or like Roblox or Minecraft. I don't know why we wouldn't get in a situation where one of these would offer some NFT services. I think it's around the corner. And then also,
So this is your gaming sector right here, right?
yeah,
Immutable, Beam, Elrond.
that is the gaming sector. I like Avalanche the strongest, right? I know
Ronin, Engine.
I fade Ronin. I like Engine.
You fade Ronin?
Yeah, I fade Ronin.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's Axie Infinity, right? And then
Well,
they have a few other games, but it's I don't know. I think I haven't seen anything on the horizon from Ronin that gets me truly excited. So for that reason, I'd fade it. I would rather have Gala, Engine, Immutable, Beam, Avalanche. Those all look good.
What about ApeCoin?
Punt that mug. Nah. Nope. Punt it, bro. Don't want it.
Their token unlocks are,
bro.
it's pretty brutal.
If you think that anybody that doesn't own an NFT for Bored Ape is interested in playing those games, you're wrong. You're wrong. Straight up. I'll leave it there.
Think of that, Robin.
Yeah. Could there be an upcoming studio that comes out with a badass AAA style game? I think so. Off the Grid's looking promising. Shrapnel looks pretty good. Mixed reviews from some of the people that I know that had hands on it. There are Menendez with Gala. That one looks pretty good. You know, there's some games out there, but there just isn't a community playing them yet. But I do like the Off the Grid because it's going to be PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. And they're not promoting it as a blockchain game. They're just selling it like a first-person shooter. And so I think that's the right way of going about it. Instead of being like, hey, come download this over here, play it over here on this thing. No, they're just like, yo, we got an Xbox game, come play it. Oh, by the way, you can buy that gun, keep it, sell it, trade it. And also, instead of buying this in-game currency that just goes straight to the company, it's a token. And now you can also just hold it and all of a sudden you made money. Could you? How about this? What if you bought your son a Fortnite V-Bucks? You buy the V-Bucks, your kids mess with Fortnite?
They're more Roblox.
Okay. Robux, right? That's what it is?
Robux, yeah.
Okay. So let's think for a second that you bought your kid a $100 gift card for Robux, right? And let's say that he decided not to buy a skin for whatever reason, right? Let's say he had a big account of Robux or whatever, you know, he decided to, you know, get more into soccer. And then all of a sudden, 2 years later, he goes to check his gift card, and the amount of tokens that he would have bought with that $100 is now worth $7,000. That's something that can actually.
Are you saying my kid's gonna be making money?
They could, if the token is if the money that they're buying in the games is a cryptocurrency, they could buy. You could buy them some crypto.
Are you advocating for kids getting into crypto?
What do you think is going to happen when we talk about Web3 when these games? When we sit here and say, well, when it gets mass adoption, it's when everyone's playing it. 35-year-olds aren't playing Roblox, bro. Come on now. So where I'm getting at is that there's going to be tokens like the game Off the Grid, for example. I'm not even like endorsing this thing. I don't know. It just looks cool. But here's the thing. Here's a hypothesis. That game, let's just say it takes off, right? Let's say that all of a sudden everyone's playing it like it's Call of Duty, right? It has the graphics. It's comparable. And then let's just pretend your kids start playing it and you buy them a gift card for $100. You're not buying them an in-game currency that is owned by the company that is just set at that exact price. You're buying them at actual cryptocurrency. And if they don't cash in that gift card, you could look at them. They could look at that gift card 2 years down the road, and that $100 gift card could be worth $5,000 if the game ends up being wildly successful. And I do got the here's the game here. I don't know if You got sound on my laptop, Rocco? So this is the off the grid. You know, it looks like
Cobra fans, welcome to Cobra's Corner. Is this for real? Yes, Black Sabbath.
I mean this looks legit, bro. This doesn't look like some
Create the ultimate gaming experience. The top video game players in the world, are they any good in real life battle royale type situation? Not this, but actually this. It's not playing around on the screen. We do have ex-Navy SEALs coming down. We need the best of the best. Anybody can play. You just got to be brave enough to take.
So I mean, when I look at this, I don't look at some low budget game. And the thing is there's no mention. If you watch this trailer, you go to their website, there's no mention of NFT. There's no mention of blockchain. There's no mention of like some blockchain game based layer 1. Like, it's not that. It just says PlayStation, this is the studio that made it, Xbox, PC coming out here, but yet you go on there to buy a gun, you bought their cryptocurrency without even knowing it.
Turning 10-year-olds into DJs now.
That's right.
You know, I want to take a look at a Bitcoin chart here.
It's a big market in the kids, bro. How you know?
I mean, the biggest YouTube channels cater to kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got that little kid, Ryan. Dude was making $10 million a month at age like 9.
Well, we got Capri Suns here in the studio. So,
Bitcoin on the monthly chart. So of course, you know, we're hyper bullish on Bitcoin, right? We're in a time of Bitcoin, which no one knows, right? We've had an ETF, institutions have access, right? So we're all think that, hey, Bitcoin's going to breach all-time highs. There are some people who believe we're going to see a massive correction. I'm not one of those people, but taking a look at this Bitcoin chart. So the monthly Bitcoin chart, there's a few signs, right? I don't want to call them warning signs, but signs that, hey, we could see a potential spill off. But ultimately, if we do, we would enter into a massive cup and handle if Bitcoin does draw down. A few things we're seeing here. So I do have the Lux Algo premium indicator here, the price action concepts. Couple things I'm looking at. One is we're again in this premium zone, which is where we got rejected the last cycle, where we made our all-time high, got rejected. Second thing I'm seeing is a liquidity grab. As you can see here, shaded in the red box, we have what's called a liquidity grab. And after that happened, well, Bitcoin spilled off, but of course we were going into the bear market. The other thing we have here is this order block. This is about, and let me just kind of, around 17% of orders came in around this price area of between 65.8 and let's call it 70K. And majority of those were sell orders. So if we pull the fib here and we take a look, hey, if Bitcoin does have a correction, right, which it may very well may not have, where could it potentially go? So I think a good level to look at is this 382 level, which would bring us down to $52,700. Again, not saying this is a probability, but it's always good to be prepared for any single situation.
You saying it's going to crash?
I'm not saying it's going to crash.
I heard.
If we do drop down here, this would play into our cup and handle narrative. And well, if that does happen and we do break out, right, you take the width of the cup here, and let's just say we do break out from that 382 level, we're looking at over $106,000 Bitcoin. Again, this is on the monthly chart. We zoom out to the 3-day, right? Zoom out to the 3-day. You can see here our fair value gap was filled. Again, using the price action concepts, it was filled. So if you scooped some up here, or if you entered a trade, filling this gap, you would currently be up over 13%. But we're bumping up against this premium zone again. But at some point, this thing is going to break, and these levels are dynamic. And you can see here on the VRVP, this area around 61.8 is a high volume area, as is 67.5. Now, these could be buy walls, these could be sell walls, but a lot of trading and volume happens in these areas. We take a look at the hyperwave, again, another premium indicator from Lux Algo. We are seeing some sell signs flashing, but they're very minute, right? The one we saw on February 15th, we saw a sell sign flash, and we only moved down about 3%. And so being in a bull market with volume, I don't know, not at record highs, but pretty damn high, a lot of these get invalidated fairly quickly. So if you're going to short the market, you're going to go against a trend, definitely want to go to very low time frames. I would even say even less than the 1 hour. If you take a look at the 1 hour, what Bitcoin's price is doing, we're kind of chopping, right? See a lot of wicks here. You saw we bounced right off of this order block, which about 2,800 Bitcoin has been traded in this price range, and a majority of those were buys, and you saw how price reacted in these areas. You can also see we kind of hit this massive volume wall here, right? Potentially be a sell wall. We did break above it, but it looks like we're consolidating a little bit. Markets are currently indecisive, as you can see here from the spinning top pattern on this candle. So it's a tug of war between the bulls and the bears, right? But if we were to enter a short-term long trade on a swing, if you were to enter at this price point right now, you're looking at entering at 67.6. I would look to take profits around 68.4, right? So put in a stop loss at 68.4. Be careful if you're using high leverage, but just the price action and volume on Bitcoin, everything looks great. Money flow looks good. We are entering into overbought territory, but again, that means a lot less in bull markets. These things can run extended for long periods of time. If we go out to the weekly, take a look at where was RSI in the run-up to 69K, or in the run-up from the 2020 run-up, right? You saw this thing stayed overbought from October 19th all the way through April 12th. So what is that? About 6 months, this thing was overextended and the price continued to rally. We did get some dips here and there, but overall, the trend was green. And so things are looking good for Bitcoin. Just, of course, always, just anything can happen. Can we get a bump down to 52K? Sure. What are the probabilities? I would say less than 30%. But guess what? If it does, great buying opportunity. That's how you should treat the bull market. Any significant dips are opportunities to add to your bag or to enter into a trade where you can make a lot of money. That's all I got. Let's talk about Tesla. Why do some people say Tesla? That bothers me.
Wow. Bothers
Tesla.
you?
Tesla. Not
Eh?
Tesla.
Tesla?
I don't know. I think it is Tesla, man.
Shut up. Tesla's
named after the father of electricity,
Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
Nikola
What did you
Tesla.
say? How'd you say it?
Tesla.
I'm pretty sure you said it like you said you don't like
I
to
did not say, not to say.
It's not Nicole.
Tesla's Bitcoin holdings
It's
grow.
Nikolai, by the way.
What it means for the future.
Nikolai, you heard that?
Nicola.
No, non è Nicole. Non è...
Just rock up, just be quiet. Tesla's Bitcoin wallet has revealed a surprising increase of almost 1,800 Bitcoin, bringing their holdings up to 11,509. This figure notably surpasses the amount disclosed in their last earnings call. So this was tracked by Arkham Intelligence. So adding to the intrigue, Tesla has made a fresh purchase, acquiring an additional $5.94 million worth of Bitcoin. We'll see when their next earnings call comes out and when their next earnings report. But I mean, we know the impact of Elon on the markets. We saw what happened, right? We got our top when Tesla announced that they were accepting Bitcoin for the product, right? Robin, if it's in their earning call that they announced they bought more Bitcoin, I mean, what kind of fuel do you think that would be to?
But it sounds like they didn't buy that much, right? It was just
We say that much? It's only 1,800 Bitcoin. No big deal.
Yeah, but they bought, what was it, $2 billion initially,
I think
right?
1.5.
Was it 1.5?
Yeah.
Okay. $1.5 billion, and now this one was a bit, what was it, a million what?
It was 1,800 Bitcoin. $6 million.
So I don't think it's that big of news, man. They bought a $1.5 billion, and now 1% of that they just bought more Bitcoin. I don't know. I think it's.
I think the headline here, Robin, is they bought more Bitcoin.
Yeah.
They went from, we're accepting it, we're buying it, to
Donald
it's
Trump just earned an extra $20 this year. Like it's irrelevant, bro. You're talking about a company that holds billions. I mean, I don't know how much they have right now. What's their total right now? I know they sold some.
11,509.
So they increased by 10%. It is pretty. But they did have a big buy before. So I'll leave it there. The thing is I kind of fade.
You're missing the point. You're literally the walking meme of the point going over your head.
Hold on.
Robin, headlines. Headlines.
Yes.
Tesla buys more Bitcoin. That's the headline. No one gives a shit if it's 1 million or 100 million. Oh my God, Elon's buying Bitcoin. Oh my God. Let me yellow in.
Are we still I thought we moved by this. I thought we moved past this. We're at 2024. It's not 2021 anymore. And if Elon decides to buy Bitcoin, it's not some earth-shaking, shattering news. It is what it is, bro.
Yeah, but he tweets a dog picture.
He already owns Bitcoin.
Doge.
He just bought a little
tweets
bit
a
more.
dog picture. Doge goes up 800%.
Yeah, that's because Doge people got nothing to hang their hat on. They know there's no utility to it. And so the only positive outcome that can come from it is a celebrity buys it. Now with Bitcoin, there's an actual use case and utility. There's other narratives. So there's other stories you can float here. All the Doge community has is off of the hope and promise that all of a sudden Elon will wake up and talk about Dogecoin. Now, with that said, there's plenty of narratives for Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't need Elon. Doge needs Elon. Now, it's just old news, man. And Bitcoin's not sexy. The Bitcoin maxis, the people that buy Bitcoin, the people that love Bitcoin, they don't care about what Elon does. The people that like Dogecoin, now they like watch WWE, they're just hanging out, like, you know what I mean? And when they see that Elon is out here talking about Dogecoin, it strokes their ego. They think it's going to be the world's best currency. They're like, yeah, man, all of a sudden, I'm driving my car, I'm going to just fill it up with Doge, like, come on, bro. Like, that's not how the world works, man. I'm sorry, man. And so anyways, not a big deal. Sorry.
Wow, you cannot gonna reply there? Wow.
I can't. Rocco, some people, some conversations, you just quit.
One way. Okay.
Yeah, because no matter what you say or do, you just can't get through the 3 millimeter thick skull of this guy over here. There was some potential negative news about FTX estate selling Solana and a sell price between 130 and 140. Well, we just blew right by that. We're at almost $150, and this is off the news that Pantera is looking to buy the tokens from the FTX estate. So we went from, hey, $250 million could be liquidated on the order books to, don't worry about it, guys. Pantera, I forget the guy's name's Dan Moorhead. Dan Moorhead. Thank Solana fam, I got you. Don't worry. Pantera aims to raise money for the Pantera Solana Fund, which can potentially purchase up to $250 million worth of SOL tokens from the FTX estate. So, a lot of these bankruptcies, right? Voyager, BlockFi, Gemini Earn, Genesis. These are all starting to be settled. People are starting to get paid. Mt. Gox, we keep hearing distribution is going to start, but I don't know what the hell's going on there. At the end of the day, at some point, these are all going to be wiped clean. Everyone's going to get their money back or part of their money back. This whole, they're going to dump this many tokens is going to be gone. I don't know if anyone's still buying into these narratives or trading on these narratives. But overall, I would say this is probably a good thing, right? I mean, to state the obvious here. Any comment on this for everyone?
No, here's the thing. Companies that come in and buy things that are on sale, and especially in a good market. Now, imagine if you were running a car auction back in 2021 when used cars are going for crazy amount over sticker price, right? You could buy a new car, turn around and sell it for a profit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And could you imagine if you were selling used cars at an auction? Bro, the auction would be so packed. And so that's the way I look at it now. The markets for crypto is rallying. We're in the midst of a bull market. Also, Bitcoin just broke new all-time highs or just tapped it. And now you have tokens selling in mass volume on discount. Companies are going to line up. So this is expected. This is normal. I wouldn't read too much into it. I I'll just say that there's going to be a line of buyers if Pantera doesn't pull the trigger, which it sounds like they will. But I don't know, man. It's just we're in a different market now, man.
I want to give a shout out to we had a couple super chats. So we had one from Overcome.
Yeah.
$5 said, would 100K Bitcoin soften or end the usual alt cycle bear market crash? I think that's the question everyone wants to know. How is this cycle going to play out with all-time highs being reached prior to the halving? Anyone that says they have the answer, they're lying. They don't. No one knows. But we know at the end of the day, majority of people enter this market to make money, which is great. It's fine. I came in to make money. Now I stay in for other reasons as well. I, of course, do want to make money. But it's I think the market flow is going to continue the way it is. Bitcoin to ETH to mid caps, low caps, and the meme.
It's just markets in general, right? You can look at any market. You can sit here. You can look at Wall Street, right? The big companies, Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, the S&P 500. Look at the index funds. If all of those are a massive profit, people are making just crazy returns. We're in the middle of a bull market. It's euphoria. They're ringing that Wall Street bell, and everyone's just cashing in checks. People are going down the risk curve, and they're picking up higher risk plays that yield bigger returns. In the middle of a bear market, it's the opposite. And you see like weed stocks, penny stocks, all of these like new tech stocks. People are just piling in and buying them when they're up tremendous amount of returns on their portfolio. That's Wall Street. If you think that that's not going to happen here in crypto, like you're mistaken. Like think about it. If you made a ton of money on Bitcoin, Bitcoin's moving, all of a sudden you put in 10 racks and you're up $1 million after, some long-term time horizon. You're just like, man, I'm up tremendously. Of course you're going to take some profits. You already understand the ecosystem. You know what's going on. You're going to move into some smaller plays that are going to get you a bigger return. It's the markets. It's how it moves. It's not going to change. Coming around same time. Also, Greg gave $10 super chat. Said the market has been good. In a good mood. Thanks for all you guys do.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Greg. And then also $5 super chat from Kay. Just came in. He says, does 450 less BTC after having, okay, so he's saying the having rewards go down from 900 a day down to 450. Is it going to have as much impact as we think? Dude, there is not enough Bitcoin to purchase right now. The over-the-counter order books, Coinbase, doesn't have enough Bitcoin for what is getting purchased on Wall Street. The ETFs, Wall Street, what was it? 1,000 or no, 12,000, 10,000? How many Bitcoin did we do did BlackRock buy yesterday?
Just BlackRock?
Yeah.
Or 2 days ago? 2 days ago was at $780 million.
It was $780 million. And then
I did the math.
I did some math. It was like 10,000 Bitcoin, right?
I don't know if it was that much.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. How much? It was 700. How much million?
780 million.
780 million. No. Yeah, Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
And then
12,000 Bitcoin.
12,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah. Just
So-
BlackRock.
In one day, think about this. In one day, BlackRock had to purchase 12,000 Bitcoin. It doesn't take a mathematical genius here. If I tell you, hey, we mine, there is 900 Bitcoin created a day. This company over here
Robin,
is buying
just give
12,000.
Just give a simple analogy, bro.
Bro, that's it. I'm just saying, it's very simple. The company is buying 12,000 Bitcoin in one day. We mine 900. There is not enough Bitcoin to go around. And then you got Michael Saylor out here, like the Monopoly man, just buying up $500 million worth of Bitcoin at a time.
Does look like the Monopoly man.
He does. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't look like him, but he acts like him.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So, there's just not enough Bitcoin to go around. Right now, we're seeing the price skyrocket because we know the exchanges are dipping into the order books.
Let me,
And then you're going to cut the supply from 900 to 450.
guys, just
50 days away.
Rob brought up the used cars. Think about it. Why did the price of used cars go up so high? Because chip manufacturers were having issues, right? The supply chain thing. And so there was not enough chips to be used in the cars. And so there was a car shortage, but people still wanted cars. Same thing, and the price shot up. Same thing. As long as the demand continues or stays the same and supply gets cut in half, it's all about equilibrium and balance. Price shoots up until demand starts to come down, and then price is at equilibrium. It's like inflation. It's like anything. It's just economics. You just apply it to Bitcoin.
I like to apply it to my PS5 analogy, man. I'm telling you, your kid wants that PS5, and you line up over there at Target, they only got 20 PS5s, and you know you got 40 people in front
But
of you.
imagine you had to buy the PS5. You were obligated contractually, for some reason, you signed a contract with your 10-year-old, that you would have to buy a PS5 no matter what the price. No matter what the price, if you had to go in and walk in and buy a PS5.
You look like a dad that signed a contract with your son.
If it was $500 or $10,000, you're obligated to buy it. That's the ETF, my friends. ETF. Rob, let's talk about altcoin season.
Yeah.
Altcoin season is coming, or at least the data suggests that it's close. How are you navigating the altcoin season? Let's talk to the people that maybe this is their first cycle. Give some advice to people. How do you navigate the altcoin season? What are some things to look out for?
This is the simplest thing you can imagine.
Leverage trade 75x?
No. So the simplest thing you can imagine, right? It's called a risk curve. Okay.
Liquidated.
It's called a risk curve. Okay. You have a curve, right? Just imagine a half pipe if you're a skateboarder, a wave if you're a surfer. But you got a curve, okay? On the wide part of the curve, the bottom of the curve, the wide part, wherever it is, that's Bitcoin, right? It's a safe investment, not a big fall. If you're on the skateboard, if you're on that skateboard and you're at the bottom of the curve, you're at the bottom of the half pipe, you fall over, it don't hurt your tailbone that bad. But now, as you go further up the curve, as that curve gets a little more steep, it's a little more risky. But all the girls in the park are going to think you fly if you catch some air. So now, but there's a lot more risk. But if you fall, it's going to hurt, man. And so
don't break your tailbone, man.
That is the markets right there, my friends. So you have a risk curve. Bitcoin's at the bottom. Speculative tiny little meme coin. Speculative tiny meme coin is the 1080 at the top, bro. I'm just letting you know. And then and it's a curve, man. So you know what? Money flows through the curve as well. So as people make money in Bitcoin, they move down to Ethereum, which is slightly less risky, but there's a little bit of risk, but not quite as much as Bitcoin. And then you go.
You mean Ethereum's a little more risky than Bitcoin?
Yeah, a little more risky. Yeah. Jumble the words there. But Bitcoin, safest crypto asset. I'll put it that way, right? And then you have Ethereum to follow, and then the other top projects. And as you move down into lower market cap projects or projects that have less money invested in them, they become more and more risky because there's less money there to secure the project, right? A lemonade stand is more likely to go under than Walmart or Amazon, right? So it's the same thing in crypto. But now you get bigger returns on the smaller projects, and the markets, when people make money with Amazon, they go and invest in smaller projects, smaller companies. They get bigger returns. The size of Amazon's not going to triple in the next year, but the size of the next app that's widely downloaded probably will. That's a risk curve. That's how investments work. Altcoin season will be here. It will rally. Bitcoin just broke new all-time highs. If you want to make money, look at the altcoins. They're going to rally next. We're starting to see it. The AI narrative exploding. Meme coins exploding. Identify the next sector. We talked about perhaps Web3 and gaming, or maybe it's DeFi. Maybe it's something new. Either way, get ahead of the game.
What's your bet on?
I don't know, man. You asked me that earlier. I'm not sure.
Well, I gave you
But you got to move fast, man. You got to move fast.
So tell us.
I already told you I like the damn Web3 game. I even gave you the little visual. I told you I like Avalanche. I mean, what do you want? You want to rewind the show and go over through this again?
Yeah.
Want to start the fire versus screen?
No.
On the way out?
I lost brain cells on that one.
All right. Then big shout out to some of the new people. We got Tipperus, Alex Wells, Trip 6 Flicks, Jen XRP, JT, Planet Positive, Max B, Todd Lomax, Sir Save a Lot, Man Guerrera, Mr. Wesley,
Save a lot.
And to all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Guys, watch out for our render video today. It's going to be a good one. Fetch or render? Which one will make you more money? I answer that question in that video. Also, shout out to all the members. You get early access to all of our videos. To our whale members, you get special discounts. You get access to our whale Discord. And we haven't had a new whale member in a while. So if you got an extra $25 laying around, we try our best to make sure you earn that $25 back, or at least save that amount of money.
What about you, Gravy Train? What did you think about today's show? Yeah, you were kind of in the middle of.
I think you had too much caffeine today. You all right?
Yeah, did have a cup of coffee, Red Bull,
And a Red Bull.
Yeah, 2 coffees, Red Bull.
Yeah, and your Starbucks order is just all sugar, so I'm just. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Is that a sugar-free Rebel? At least
Yeah.
it's a sugar-free Rebel.
I got
Oh,
a
good.
beat now.
It's an upgrade.
Yeah.
Darn.
Anyways. Guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Like the video. And go check out all of our afternoon content. It's really, really good stuff, man. Give you some insight on some new projects, what our thoughts are. Use them as a resource to add to your research. And decide on, hey, what's going to make me the most amount of money, right? You could make life-changing money in the cryptocurrency markets. Nowhere else in the world can you make life-changing money in such a short period of time. But there's also risks that come to that. Don't get too greedy. Always take profits. Have a plan before you enter into a trade. Whether you have a time horizon. Hey, this is my goal. When it gets to this price, I'm laddering out this much. I want to, this. I'll be happy with this no matter what the price is doing. If it hits your targets that you made prior to entering into the trade or into the bag you're holding, stick to your plan. Sure, could you miss out on some potential more profits? Yes. But could you also sit there a year and a half, 2 years from now, waiting for it to just get back to the last all-time high? Yes, we've all been there. I've been there. I'm sure some of you have been there. Don't make the same mistake, right? Make some life-changing money. Use it to better your life and your financial situation.
You know what I'd like to say? I like your speech there, but make sure you have a good plan. If you got a crappy plan, you follow the plan, then good plan.
Also, Mac, baby, said today he crossed over 205K in his portfolio. Only 40K. That's awesome, man. Love hearing stuff like that, dude. What is that, a 5X? A 5X! That's pretty awesome, dude. You know how long it would take you to get a 5X from the traditional markets? Years.
Unless you put everything in NVIDIA.
Unless you buy, that's true. Like
Oh,
Nancy Pelosi.
MicroStrategy's
You can buy a
up,
Tesla.
5X on the year.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I don't know if they're quite there.
They're not 5X.
They were 2X in the month.
Anyways, all right, that'll do it for today's show. Come back. Tomorrow's Forest Friday. Forrest always dropping some good alpha. We'll see if he's got any alpha to give us tomorrow. Should be a good one. And are you all right over there?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Just
Okay.
put my mic, man.
Anyways, Rocco.
Before you go with that, tell them what it is from the new people before
New
they
people.
get shocked.
The way I let Rocco know that the show is ending and to click that button that rolls the outro, this is what's called a finger tornado. It's not patented yet. I haven't had the time or the money to do it. But if anyone wants to patent it and send me the patent, we can split, right? If anyone decides to implement the finger tornado. But it's essentially a visual cue.
Get on with it.
You wanted me to
Let's get
explain
out of
it?
here.
Well, it's kind of like a tornado. That was a sloppy tornado. But there's fast tornadoes, slow tornadoes.
Wow.
There's massive tornadoes. Category 6 tornadoes. I know that's not a category. Anyways, guys. Hope it-
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs.
Anything you wanna say?
Special shout out to the whale members. Buy dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in
Ruined
for
my
the
outro.
latest new flavors. They gonna teach us new coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado